Well, I think we may as well start. We seem to be up to a good number already. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Salt and Places in the chat. Legend. Dats and Des. Legend. There's some colonials making noise at the back there. Delta Flight is in here. Is the sound good? Are we ready to embark on this journey together? There's 50 of us right now. So if we can get the likes above 10, that would be grand. Evening to Sven and Joseph and Alex. Oh, the Law Shades are on this evening. We're going to go deep. This evening is all about the podcast. No, the live stream before the STC live stream, which is going to be epic, that's something this week. It's what we're here for. MK sounds good. Sven, yes, everything's fine. Dats and Des, silky smooth vocals. Don't know who you're listening to there. Is it The Cure? Nico, hello from Chile in South America. I know where Chile is, my friend. It's the long, thin one. Got lovely mountains, Nazca lines, things like that. Used to have a really good Chilean friend back in university. Very good, very funny guy. Evening all, hi Winters, hi Kruger, STC, fire. Yes, we're going to be talking about the STC and we're going to be pushing this evening like we've never pushed before. Is that an award? What? I don't know what you're talking about. What? No, this is Winter's SEO merch. You can pick this up. No one's bought one between last live stream and this one, but it's merch. You can get it, and the Hobo's been a member for a month at tier 3, so he's been getting all that extra video content. I hope you've enjoyed it. Mortarian from the Discord. Oh, you're Mortarian. Mortarian, I must speak to you. Yes, the community. The first announcement that I have this evening is Bad Back. On Thursday, member for 4 months, Killer Kriegsman, welcome to the Shanks. 4 months hug, thank you. So on Thursday, here's my first bit of news. We got back from IKEA and she asked me to move the shoe stand and I twinged my back, I screamed, I fell. And I managed to get to the bed that evening on a diet of various painkillers. And the next morning, Sultan was due to come round to play a game with me. Sultan plays in the chat. If you're still here, Sultan plays, hands in the air. You can vouch for this tale of woe. It took me half hour to get out of bed with my bad back. Another half hour to crawl downstairs. And another half hour, I just about pulled myself onto the sofa when Sultan, he's still here, hi Sultan Plays, when Sultan Plays turned up like an avenging angel and put a new video, a collaboration that we've done onto my YouTube, which is coming out next week, which we can't talk about because of NDAs, but you are a legend. Sultan Plays, you're still here for some reason, but we love you. Anyway, so really bad back, hour and a half just to sit on the sofa. And then the NHS, which is apparently in crisis and clearly needs loads and loads of help and things and waiting lists. And let's not get politics, but I was thinking that this is it now. I've had a bad back on and off for 4 years since the depression. It's one of those symptoms. And sometimes when it comes, but this time, man, oh dear. It made a grown man cry, I can tell you. It's not your birthday, Sultan Plays. I know, keep quiet. I'm telling this story. Anyway, Pain, Sultan Plays was there, and I was supposed to film, and I was supposed to film again on Saturday, and I was supposed to film on Monday, and I was supposed to film on Tuesday, and one of them was with Mortarian. I don't know if I was filming with Mortarian. If you're still here, I think I was to come to Warhammer World to see you today and play 30k, and I was really looking forward to it. Nobody, welcome to the 13th tier 2. Thank you, nobody. You've joined the Discord. If you want all the extra videos, then become a tier 3 member, or maybe you're already in the deployment zone and get access to all the videos, because all my extra videos go to members and to the deployment zone. So yep, I hear Andy H. Who isn't Sultan massaging you with hot oils need to get in there deep. So yes, bad back, NHS, was able to get some pills in me. My wife was able to go and get like an over the phone thing on the condition that I got to the doctors, and I managed to get to the doctors. They gave me some more meds, and I've been largely incapacitated over the weekend and had to cancel a bunch of 30k. And so while ruminating in my doubt and my downtime, I finished off all the Palatine Blade. So I got 10 of the Emperor's Children Terminators. and came up with this idea, which is why the Law Shades of Doom are on. Horrible, I know it was. I can imagine the pain. I'd once a super painful back. You can't sit, pain. You can't stand, pain. You can't lie, pain. Yes, I know. It goes all the way down. I couldn't get on to the... I was sort of like, it was horrible. Alex Carver, member for 3 months. Look forward to the Betrayal at Isfahan Games this year. World Eaters are almost painted in celebration. I am in... Alex SEO is in the process of getting a full World Eaters army from marchofwar.co.uk. I'm in the process of getting a full Death Guard army from denofimaginationcom, the greatest painting studio in the Soul system. But marchofwar.co.uk do commissions as well. So Alex is getting one from there. I'm getting 2 from Den, and I'm doing the Emperor's Children. So I reckon within 4 months' time, we're going to have a lot of Horus Heresy and a lot of Isfahan 3s. And a lot of World Eaters, because Alex is getting the World Eaters. So we'll have to reschedule. We will. Do they help you receive messages from across the galaxy? What are you talking about, Salt and Plays? And Plastic and Paint, welcome to Tier 1 of the 13th. If you want lots of extra videos and things, grab Tier 3. Surely you can narrate games while Mrs. Winters pushes the models around for you. I couldn't really walk very well. The bad back is from carrying Dark Angels competitively. Yeah, I did win this thing, but I think it was back in 2021, or was it 2022 that I won? I don't talk about it very much. I'm living my own life, Winter. Salt and Plays. I know you are. And me and Salt and Plays were actually able to play a game today. So I propped up on the last. I take 3 pills in the morning. Like, one was an anti-inflammatory. One is a... hilariously, it doesn't get you stoned, which would have made filming the whole thing a lot easier because I'd have just kept rambling like being drunk or something. But hilariously just numbed the pain. And one was to stop your acid melting from the alien acid of medication. Me and Sultan played a game today, and Sultan Plays, how many pills are you on right now, man? 3. I'm on 3 pills. Anyway, me and Sultan Plays played a game this morning of Necrons versus White Scars, and it went 100 points to 95 points. Came down to the last dice rolling, and it reminded me how much I loved 40k. It was one of those games, and I said to Sultan afterwards, Sultan, you can dig out the message and put it up there. Jesus, I know, yesterday, I know, okay, it was yesterday. But put up the message there when I said, like, I think I said something along the lines of that game that we played was one of my standout games amongst many standout games I've played, including I won this trophy once. I'm really looking forward to putting that one up on YouTube. I think that one flowed, baby. What's the glass thing in front of you? Oh, it's just a trophy. It's it's just a, says that I'm the legend of legends, basically. That's what it says. That's what that says there. That trophy that I won. That's what it is. Seeing as you asked. But I try not to mention it too much because I like to think that my character and good looks and witty personality stand enough legendary status. I don't even know why I said status. Big ups, homie. Thank you, Eisenhorn. Ozzy, I need to see more of the Sultan Disco Drukari. No, what you will get is me and Sultan Plays. The message was 3 paragraphs long and filled with way too many sex references, but yeah, you said it was good. Thanks, Sultan. Yes, I do like to play with Sultan. But it wasn't sex references, Sultan. It was brotherly references. It was references of love and brotherliness. Doesn't always have to be sexual with you, you young whippersnapper. Anyway, so tomorrow me and Sultan are going to smash out so the 4,000 point game that we did aside, 4,000 points worth of Necrons versus 4,000 points worth of Tau Hounds, hands in the air. If you've seen that battle report, please get well soon. I'm feeling much better. I'm nearly there. The glare of your trophy is why you're wearing sunglasses indoors. I understand now. No, wee man. These are the law sunglasses. These are the sunglasses I put on when I am sometimes in the STC or on the big dive, the deep dive that I do with Quipster. And I've got an STC. Something This Way Comes. The title of the video. I've got something this way coming when it comes to law. And you could be a part of it. we have some hands in the air here. Happy birthday, Sultan. It's not his birthday. We've only got 3 hands in the air, though. Dats and Des, always first to the party. Jerome is in the house as well. Say hello to Jerome, everyone. I've got a Horus Heresy battle report scheduled with Jerome on the 10th of February, where his Iron Warriors are going to meet the might of, I don't know. I think I might put the AdMech, just the AdMech against the machine, against their unstoppableness. Greetings, Bud, from Cali. How are you, my friend? I'm fine, Black Range. A couple more hands in the air. So there's only a few people who basically... I'm asking for hands in the air for the people who watch the Necrons and the Tau game. It's got over 120,000 views, guys, in 2 weeks. It's my most successful battle report in a long time. Has anyone watched it? Hands in the air. Got like 8 here. And 37 likes. Come on. We've talked about this before. So here's the thing. If you're new to the chat... I'm saying this for the first time. If you've watched any of my live streams after the chat and you're here for the first time, or you've been here with this before, you know that this is the process. I need to work through you guys, okay? You need to interact with me. You need to speak back to me. You need to put your hands in the air. We need to go on this journey together. Something this way comes. We need to have the drum roll. So lots of people now. Some more people bothered to put their hands in the air. Still on 45 likes. How do you do this community thing? So this is one of the reasons why we're here, is because basically tomorrow I'm going to be doing an STC. I'm going to, the STD that we do. Me and Warsmith Chris, we've got STD. More hands in the air. Thank you. You know the STD? Do you guys like mine and Chris's STD? Well, we're going to be doing that. We're going to put our STD over the internet live tomorrow. And I wanted to make a live stream tonight to announce that I'm doing that tomorrow, so you guys can get all hyped up about it, and you guys can tell and people who watch it after can get all hyped up about it, so that our first STD live stream, the first time you take STD from us live, is a big thing. Make it a big thing. It's the first time we're doing it on the Winter's SEO journey. You, me, the community together. Hands in the air. Evening peeps. Remember, each love chatter equals 1 billion viewers, which means 8 billion people watched the Necron video. Thank you. Thank you, Sean Burger. I think you might be a Viking. So we're going to be in the STC live chat tomorrow. And the idea of the STC live chat is to answer live lore questions. And if any of you have watched the STC, we might get through 3 normally. But the idea is we want to be subsumed by so many questions that we have to go to subscriber only mode, blah, 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 and keep going into advanced every single question. And maybe subsumed with so many members' questions come through, or super chats that come through, that we might even have to cut it down to members only mode in the lore. So even though we only get asked 5 or 6 questions, then they are deep questions and we can go into them deeply, and it's squeezing down and it's asking you for memberships. And why am I asking for memberships in this way? Why am I here with you this evening ranting about something that coming tomorrow that I want to set off on as large a rocket as I can? When it comes to this, I feel like sometimes I'm starting again. I had a dream that I pursued for the last 5 years, and the dream was to make the deployment zone a community bigger than me, and involve Liam, and involve Play on Tabletop, and involve other creators and DZ TV regulars and events. And I didn't promote any Winters stuff. All of the extra winter stuff was in the deployment zone, and I built that with my friend Liam, and we made a community which exists to this day, where I still put all my extra content in. And I still go to the events. I'm going to the King in the North at the end of January. I'm going to Weekend at Bernie's at the beginning of March. Both deployment zone events. They've got a deployment zone calendar where narrative events happen and GTs happen monthly at the Factorum down in Dorset, I think it is. And if you go to deploymentzone.tv, you can go to you can go to the events page and you can get involved without being a deploymentzone.tv member and come along to some of the events that we run. And some of the GTs that we've run have been completely full, and the new narrative events are going up and up and up. And I love the Deployment Zone community, and it got me out of the factory. And all I wanted to do was build something that eventually I could walk away from, because I'm 49 now and I don't know how to retire from this. I don't even know if I want to walk away from it. I imagine in 30 years' time, I'll still be making battle reports and still be talking to you, and you won't have any idea what's going on while you're looking through your 3D headsets or whatever it is. I don't know. Anyway, I love the hobby and I'm going to keep going. I even spoke to my wife, like, you have those conversations with your loved ones. Like, if we won the lottery, if we won 100 billion, what would we do? And in my lottery best wish magic wand thing, it had me setting up the deployment zone, which would have been the most massive hall in the UK, because it's lottery money, most massive hall in the UK, most massive shop with coffee things, with this, with that, with studios where I'd film, and that's the deployment zone. And we could have tournaments over there, like 300 people and stuff like that. It had that idea behind it. And I love the deployment zone and will continue to always treasure and give them all the content that I give my members. But Liam, who struggled on this journey with me and who went on as many sacrifices along with me, took a lot of shit in private from other content creators, in fact, about how he was always riding on my coattails. Whereas he was integral to making the Deployment Zone happen, the Deployment Zone website, driving me in times when I was down, just as I helped him in times when he was down, but he was always labeled as the other guy. And so when he had the opportunity to sell himself, as much as he sold Deployment Zone, to sell himself as not just the other guy, but as the Liam Dempsey brand, with the Liam Dempsey merch and his live streaming and his down-to-earth veterans humor, he took that opportunity. And now we find ourselves, me and Liam, in a place where both of us are creating 40k content, which you guys love, you guys enjoy. And I love making it, and Liam loves making it. But we both find ourselves in a place where all of the content that we make, that I made, was going out for free or going to my community in the Deployment Zone. And all of the content that Liam was making was in part going out to the community in the Deployment Zone, and in part to his own community, which he had started to foster, which are lovely people. And I've met some of them. So I was, I didn't want to tell people, this is what you must do. This is what you have to do. This is how I feel. This is what I think. This is what's going to happen to the Deployment Zone. And what I wanted to do is not tell you what to do. Is what I wanted to do with my community is offer my community a choice. And so what I did was followed Liam's example. And now for the first time ever, I've set up my own merch. Here's my merch. I've got my own members thing. Me and Kat are working on some dice. It's going to be a couple of months, maybe even 3 or 4, until the first run of Winter's exclusive dice. I've never done a whole batch of exclusive Winter's SEO dice, like a limited edition run. Don't know how many of them will sell, but if the first run sells out, then we'll come up with a good design for run number 2. And I'm trying, and it feels like I'm starting again with a new, with new members and with some crossover members, because my community now has a choice instead of, this is what I'm doing. You have a choice to stay in the Deployment Zone and support mine and Liam's project and love each other inside that community, which has grown into an awesome community with so many different events and all my additional content in there, and the Hobby Apocalypse in there, and the awesome Discord in there, and stay in there and support mine and Liam's project, joint project. But knowing that in turn, me and Liam own that company 50-50. So if you want to give Liam some extra money, or if you only want to support Liam's project, you can. And if you only want to support my project, which is to grow my memberships like I've always grown my memberships, grown the community like I've always grown the community, which is celebrating Den of Imagination, celebrating marchofwar.co.uk, celebrating Element Games, celebrating Sultan Plays and Mikey P and Andy Byrne and other people who helped me do the Necromunda campaign, celebrating Rob Not Steve, who now commission paints with marchofwar.co.uk, celebrating Steve Not Rob after years of still waiting for a hip replacement. That Kung Fu master is still waiting on the NHS, celebrating Say Hi Paul. And if you're not subscribed to Say Hi Paul's YouTube channel, you certainly should be, because I don't know how much joy he's given you on my channel playing games of Warhammer 40k, but he's given me a hell of a lot of joy being my friend, celebrating, trying to get new things going. Like this year I want to do an event with March of War. This year I want to do an event or a couple of games with that yellow chapter Master Valric. This year, if I can't at least tickle Luton and pin that guy down with his new baby, like he's got a new baby, he's got all things going on, like he hasn't slept in at least a year, poor Luton. But maybe I could trap him, or if not, at least trap his second in command, Voldemort. I was listening to quite a bit of Voldemort today, doing his Voldemort's one on the Iron Tenth and Voldemort's one on, god damn it, the Custodes. It's so good. It's so good. Well done, Voldemort. Voldemort, by the way, if you're out there, I don't know how to get in contact with Voldemort, so again, calling on my community. Remember, this is a dual thing. Someone get in contact with Voldemort and tell him we need to fight. He can come here and I can film him. I can get whatever. See if he's. He's one of the few guys. Hey, you know, being an internet person, I'm an internet person. As you know, guys, here I am on the internet with you. I know a lot of other internet persons, but he's not one of the ones I know. I think Chapter Master Valric knows him. But someone tell him to hit me up. Anyway, so that's why I'm trying to push the members thing. That's why I'm trying to grow a whole new restart, a whole new brand, whole new merchandise. This live stream thing will be happening more like this, me talking to my community. And I want to build like a community members. I've got an idea for like a community members STC streams with me, Warsmith Chris, and then the membership chats coming through, because I'm thinking about giving out lodge medals, like Winter's SEO STC lodge medals, to people who actually managed to get their questions answered on one of the STCs. And we could do 10 of them, and then we could do 10 more, different run of them, and then people could get 2 or 3 of these lodgements by actually managing to get their questions answered. And it's not necessarily pushing memberships as much as but it is that, but it's also, I am aware that being an internet person like me, I've got some fans out there. I've got some super fans. I've got fans myself, which make my heart skip a beat whenever Luton texts me, or ADB, my second best friend in the whole world, texts me, or when Mini Wargaming Dave hits me up on a thing. You know, I fanboy out a lot, and I know that there are some out there of you that probably think that I'm awesome, that I'm a tactical genius, that I'm humble, that I'm a lore master. Whereas Luton might be the emperor of mankind, at least I am Malcador. That a great painter as well, both in speed painting and technical. And did I mention humble? Some of you may think of me as that and find it difficult to come and talk to me when we go to events. I put in the Discord for the King in the North, all the 100 people are going to King in the North Element at the end of January. Come and see me. Come and say hi to me. Come and talk to me. I love that part of this thing because I'm also a man of the people. So I understand all these things, and that people might feel, humbled to, But some people just will want those tokens, will want to get their questions answered. And they're the fans. They're the super fans. They're the people that I basically make their heart flutter a little bit. And I understand that I'm an internet person. This is what happens. This is one of the burdens I must bear, being so humble as I am. God, I'm feeling better after the depression, It's the amount of shit that I can sink into. I couldn't speak positive of myself for a very long time. But I guess genius walks among us sometimes. I mean, there's Valrak out there swearing at his audience. That's his live stream thing. I don't know what the Titans do apart from give a really good advice about tactically playing the game at a match play level. But we had a bunch of hands in the air showing my 4,000 points worth of Necrons versus the 4,000 points worth of Tau. Went down really well. You enjoyed that one. So tomorrow, Sultan's coming round and we're going to do 5,000 points worth of Tau. Drum roll, people. 5,000 points worth of Tau versus 5,000 points worth of Death Guard with Mortarion. The Tau took down 4,000 points worth of Krons. But can they take down the Plague Host? I don't know. What do you think? Should Tau win? I've got a fortress in the middle of the table. There's going to be a couple of objectives on the fortress in the middle of the table. 1 point, that's it. And then if I kill his warlord, D3, and if he kills my warlord, D3. So potentially one of us could take one of the points on the table and both of our warlords die. And the one that killed one warlord roll a 1, and the one that killed the other warlord roll a 6, and he wins 3 points to 2, because I love that kind of craziness that ends right at the very end of the game. You don't know if the death of one warlord, narratively speaking, is much more disastrous than the death of another warlord, because one warlord rolled a 1 and one warlord rolled a 6. And that's what the dice say. What are we talking about? I'm excited to see your new Ark's Firstborn list. 4,000 points of Horus Heresy. Jerome, I can smash 4,000 points worth of Horus Heresy. If you can bring 4,000 points worth of Horus Heresy on the 10th of February, we will do that. I think I'm rooting for the Mothman. What? Winters, do you like Typhus? Yeah. Have you played any one-page rules? No. Go back to the last live stream where I go on a 10-minute rant, I think, about live one-page rules. So anyone interested in one-page rules, I nailed that on the other live stream. Someone should really stamp it for me. Winter's deodorant, exactly. As well as the t-shirt merch that you can get. Maybe I should come up with a deodorant brand. A Winter's deodorant brand. The smell of gaming success. Winters. Hi. Are you a lonely gamer? Are you an angry gamer? Are you a passionate gamer, a creative gamer, whatever kind of gamer you are? All you need is the smell of Winter's SEO deodorant. The smell of tactical genius and success. See, I think I could sell that. What do you think? I was thinking Imperial Fists. What? You'll go and check it out after this stream then. Yeah, that's when I talk about one-page rules. Smell of victory. Smell of victory. So yeah, lots of you like the 4,000 point aside thing. So we're going to do a 5,000 point aside thing. And I have no idea who's going to win out of the Tau shooty guns and the Death Guard. Anyway, so I've spoken about many things already. And what I'm here to say is, for those who have just joined, there's 100 in the chat, is I'm going to be doing my first STC live stream tomorrow with Warsmith Chris, and it will take as long as it takes to answer as many questions as we can, and I want it to be a tsunami of success, and I'd like you to help me, and I'd like to eventually build it into a thing where members are the ones asking questions, because for their devotion, for their glory, for their generosity they receive these tokens, which become rarer and rarer over time. The STC Lawmaster Lodge, the Winter's Lodge. And if anyone asks you in the future where you got one, you have to say, I can't say. It's an idea. It's just an idea bubbling off of my brain. And just to build something different in a circle. I think it's an idea. Maybe there'll be 3 people there, but maybe there'll be 300. Like the Spartans, like the Thermopylae. Where are we? So let's, I think I've nailed that horse dead. Well, not dead. I've clubbed the horse dead. I've put it in a horse-sized coffin. We've used nail guns and a forklift to bring the horse coffin to the foundations of a very large building. We've dropped it in there, in amongst the steels and the concrete. No one will see that one again. End of part 1. I need some questions. I need a drink of water. I need to say hi, hit that like button, and how you're doing. What's this up here? Oh, the thing. Sultan is still there. Jerome, are we still there? Can I get a Winter's SEO DO stick with a little place for a firstborn Marie to turn into a land speeder? I think the answer to that is not that. Because doesn't mean anything. How is your back doing? It is. Yes, Sullivan Gilbert, it is. Yes, I took 3 full pills this morning. And I'm down to normal painkillers now. And the idea is I'm supposed to arrange next week, go to the hospital for a back x-ray. Like I said, it's been going on for about 4 years. And a physio at the GP we can book, and there's some times that we have to do back strengthening exercises. Because Jerome's still here, well done. Is Sultan Play still here? Because let's face it, I don't get out very much. When's the last time your feet touched grass? Anyone in the chat? When's the last time your feet have touched grass? I mean, I literally, not today, not yet. I mean, not including going to the garage or something like that, or letting the cat in, but literally go somewhere. What day is it? Tuesday? Not Monday, because Sultan and we were playing. Actually, I did go out last night, but before Monday, Sunday was bad back, Saturday bad back, Friday bad back, Thursday, I think, did I actually play with Sultan on the Thursday? No, I think a Thursday that was it. Thursday I was editing and thinking about it. So you're looking at Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 4 days without my feet touching grass. Can anyone beat that? I don't get out much. I need to strengthen the old back. Taking the dogs out, Sullivan Gilbert. Well done. Monkey played footy on Sunday. Monkey's in the chat. Jerome is in the chat. Sultan Plays was earlier on. He's pissed off already, but thank you for being here, both of you. Lovely, lovely people. Monkey's coming down next Saturday on the 21st. We're going to be doing Ad Mech. Stephen Paints, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too, sir. Are your gaming tables too low? No, actually my gaming table is unnaturally high. You know where you would stand over a normal dining room table or even an office table? The gaming table that I have is set a good foot and a bit above where a normal dining room table or office table would be. It is deliberately high. It's set at an elevation. Basically, one of my friends is a tradesman, and these are the heights of the tables that they use at trade to prevent backache. So yeah, genius. Not only a tactical genius, but a craftsman genius. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Crippling anxiety, though, is basically one of the whys. Yes. Where are we? Good after. Yeah, we did that. October was the last time I went out due to something, and that was fishing and caught nothing in the rain, plastic and paint. Well, you really need to get out more. You had to walk around Nottingham today. Went to Element, Warlord Games, and Warhammer World in a day, the hobo. In a day. You simply walked around the streets of the Imperial Palace like that and visited some of the most holy of holies in a day. Guten Abend, Jungs. The Dagda, are you Are you one of the Germanics? Are you from that part of the world? Because you have the Romantics in Europe, you have the Germanics and the Frankian, the Iberian, what would they be? What language type is that? Damn it, my brain, my wife speaks it. Not Slovakian languages. Anyway, like we're the Anglo-Saxons, and then you got the Vikings and things. There's loads of larger tribes, and then they boil down into smaller tribes. I watched a really good podcast on the Lionheart, Richard III, the Lionheart, the other day. It was very, very concise about, like, England then didn't involve, all of the Danelands wasn't England, or wasn't the UK. There was no UK, that didn't exist. So it's England, Wales, Ireland, Scotland. But 2/3 of England wasn't England. That was the Danelords. So you only had a third of England. Then you had Brittany, and then you had the Ardennes, and that was England. That was, you know, this was England. That was that, but that was the kingdom then. And how these things, how the map back then just it's weird. And then it breaks down even more. And then ultimately, we're all from Planet Terra. We all come wandering out of the woods. Where are we? Vanguard Wargaming definitely is Slavic. Yeah, the Slavic languages. Yeah. So then you have that. There's those that, and then the Tatars. And, yeah, man. Guys, how did we get there? What were we talking about? Something this way comes. Tomorrow, talk to me, people. Talk to me. Come on. So tomorrow, around this time, 8 p.m., I will be doing an STD live stream giving you all STD. The Himmlers got made into the Imperial Palace. Yes, they did. It's a palace the size of a continent and built above 1,000 meters of rock. And I think it was book 5 of the Solar War. I told you how they took down the big wall. So what are we doing here? Boarding action, boss. What do you mean boarding actions? What do you mean, Dagda? What do you mean? Oh, yes. And the last thing is, I just want to chat for a bit, basically, because I think those in the chat have heard my announcement, and we can chat for a while. There might be a lot to talk about, and I have a poem in my mind, which is I put the law glasses on to tell you this true story. But I also have, selfishly, I think this work of art is too great just to give up for free. So I'm waiting to see whether anyone might entice me to unrelease this poem I have, this gift of artistry. It's got Batman in it. Everything that's got Batman in it is good. Anyway, so let's chat. Why is he wearing shades inside? Because of the law thing. Because of the law. I might do the poem, the law thing. I'm looking forward to the Garrow book and the End of the Death. Me too. Both parts. Absolutely. Have you done any report? The Dagda? Have you done any report? That doesn't mean anything. Joseph, dude, something is coming for us. What is it? Winters, the tactical genius, mankind will rely on a new law with arcs of omen and narrative classes storytelling. Yes, something this way comes. As soon as I've got my hands on, and the NDA stuff on the next arcs, I was going to follow the arcs of omens through, law by law, step by step, and tell you the story, because there's so many people putting out stuff about there. Let's smash this and let's do this and I'm just not interested. Let's hear the Bat poem. Well, I must be enticed. Hello, Mikey P. Mikey P's in the chat. I think Jerome was here. I don't know if he's still here. Monkey was here as well. Monkey, Mikey P, Jerome, say hi to each other. These are some of the legends that help make this happen. Boarding actions, pick up or pass. Boarding actions, you should pick up Paul Winters. Have you ever considered taking on the other tactical genius of the hobby, like Auspex Tactics and Mordian Glory? I've taken on Mordian Glory. We've had a fight. It's on the channel. Auspex Tactics is a man who's far too busy to play games. He is a man on a mission to sell his soul. making and researching YouTube videos, and God bless him for him. Jerome's here, Mikey P's here, Monkey's here. Look at them. 3 of the DZ TV regulars all together. Guys, if you want to thank them for their contributions to the game, then now is definitely not the time. Because basically, Monkey, you can thank him because he's coming on the 21st. But Jerome's put me all the way off to the 10th of February. And Mikey P, I've barely heard of him for the last... I think this is probably the first interaction that me and Mikey P have had since Christmas or New Year. And it could be like, hey, let's get a game in. Even if it's 30k. And not by putting in the chat, can I interest anyone in some turnip? That's not, I mean, no one likes turnip. Matthew Kilner, sorry for what you've walked into. Hi to you too. What do you mean longer than that, Mikey P? Longer turnip? Monkey's piling in. He loves some turnip and swede. We need to get a date in the diary. See, right now, Baldric like turnip. See, I am. It's like a flash bang has gone off in my brain. This is why you must have friends. As soon as these 3 turned up in the stream, it was like Ghostbusters. They crossed the streams. They came at me all at once, and we're talking about turnip and swede and something else, and I'm just completely derailed. Baldric did like turnips, didn't he? He didn't. Who didn't like a nice turnip? It's been Matthew. It's fine. Been watching for a while, but just built up the courage to chat. Well, hello. This is an interactive thing here. This is why I'm here. Please talk to me. It's all about the mushroom, Sullivan Gilbert. That's because everything for you is orcs. Any more Stylus and Monkey Thousand Suns and Space Wars in the future? Monkey is coming on the... Monkey will be coming soon. Stylus has lots of family things going on right now, but hopefully I'd love to make his Thousand Suns bleed ash all over the battle grid and a larger battle. Saga Season 3, Jerome. Saga Season 3 is something that we've been talking about for a very long time. I can't imagine it being something that happens before 9th edition. The Hobo is gifted the first membership of the evening. Thank you so much, The Hobo. Thank you for your generosity. Get back in the box, Matthew, says Monkey. And Voldemort is great. His series on Dawn is epic, says Mikey P. Yes, I just said earlier that I particularly liked his Iron Hands 1 and his Custodes 1. I need to listen to the Dawn 1, and I need someone in the chat who knows him to shout out him so we can collaborate on... I'd like to collaborate in the new year with him and some other new people. And Henry Cavill, if anyone knows him, or Angry Joe. Actually, I know Angry Joe. But I even watched the guy who does one of these movie review channels that I watch talk about Henry Cavill and Warhammer 40k. It was lovely. I know him. I'm Brian, and so's my wife. The Dawn one is so good, you will love it, Mikey P. Okay, thank you for finally chipping into the conversation and saying something useful where we can all follow you, rather than flash banging my brain off. Thanks to you for making awesome battle reports. No, thank you for watching the Awesome Battle Reports. Share, like, subscribe, become a YouTube channel member for more Awesome Battle Reports. That's the end goal. Henry Cavill on Winter's SEO. I can't even say my name. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? I think that might actually get a few likes. I don't think my wife would mind him coming in the house and cooking for him or something. I think she wouldn't mind very much. I'd have to be gentle to Henry as well, though, because if he actually does find time to play the game and not just model with his models, I imagine he's fighting a very select group of other superheroes throughout the world, and they probably don't get the time to fight as much as I fight at the different levels I tend to fight at. And I've probably never stumbled across someone who's a tactical genius before, so I'd have to really turn it down for Henry Cavill, wouldn't I? I mean, if me and Henry Cavill met at a game of Warhammer 40k and he turned up with his golden boys, dear. Just listening to the Voldemorts, this is great. Listen, what unit would you like to see for Space Marines next? 40k Space Marines. I'd like to see Gravis, close combat Gravis. So we've got aggressors. So put aggressors and give them shields and swords and treat them like Terminators. So toughness 5, 3 wounds, 4+ invulnerable save with a shield and some sort of relic blade. Gravis wearing blade guard veterans is what I'd like to see best. What are you like next, sir? Okay, so Vanguard Wargaming, you got a question for you. If you don't do match play, but what do you think of the newest Arcs of Omen's detachment, and would you still like it if 10th edition list building utilized stuff like that? What do I think? What do I think of the new Arcs of Omen detachment? The Arcs of Omen detachment is a sandbox. It's the explosion at the end of the edition. At the end of 7th edition, formations went wild and people were taking crazy broken shit. At the end of 8th edition, we had the Psychic Awakening and those Octavius books, and there was explosions of craziness. And even White Dwarf stuff like the Stone Crusher Stampede, there's this overwhelming explosion of craziness at the end of every edition, and it happens again and again. And that's what Arcs of Omen is. That's what the Arcs of Omen detachment is. That's what the Arcs of Omen changes to the rules are. They're saying, buy all the shit now, because it's going to change. And then you buy all the shit now, and you play all the shit now, only if you play the Arcs of Omen competitive tournament pack rules. And I've done tournament in 9th edition. I've done tournament in 8th edition. I've done tournaments in 5th and 6th. I don't need to. Once you've climbed Mount Everest and then beat up all the people on top of Mount Everest so you're the only one standing on Mount Everest, you don't need to do that again. And there's other ways of playing 40k, and there's other ways of having fun in 40k, and you might find other ways that are funner to you in 40k. And I find many funner ways playing Open War or Horus Heresy or Tempest of War, or just coming up with our own shizzle. Or playing, if I have to play a match play game, I'd probably play it from the main rulebook. Would you like, so that's the one side of the question, which is what do I think of Arcs of Omen, and the second side of the question is, would you like it if 10th edition list building utilized stuff like it? It won't. 10th edition will be a reset, just like I said with the formation stuff, and now we have with the Arcs of Omen stuff. They open up the sandbox at the end of every edition, so because at the end of every edition their sales tail off. People, naturally, there'll be a percentage of people waiting for the next edition. So they entice them with a bonzo, something beginning with B, sales, bargain sale. And this is what they're doing this time. And they'll stop it dipping off because people will chase the meta and do the extreme things in the run up to 9th. And it won't be like this in 10th. It just won't. They're going to reset it. Surely beating Superman at 40k will be better than all the SN trophies. I'm just saying that, no, it wouldn't. I mean, beating me at 40k, it'd be like holding down a puppy. I mean, Henry Cavill ain't got shit on me. If Henry Cavill come up in my crib, yo, and like, here's my 40k army, yo. And I'm like, here's my 40k army, yo. And he came over towards me like this, like someone who like eats out and works out and actually touches grass with his feet. And I'm looking up at him, bad back and weary eye and all that. But I know that it's not a battle of physicality on the battlefield. The battlefield isn't about battling. The battlefield is about the battles of the mind. And I know that there's just levels of the mountain that I've been with. Well, he's not even in the lowlands. I mean, he's washing up. He's basically just coming out of the sea. He's basically evolving onto land of 40k. The people he must play. If he ever gets to play them, they'll let him win all the time. And it's Custodes. It's the easy button. I mean, I'll just play Custodes because I'm great and they're great too. No. Custodies, the golden boys, the golden boys. There are ways around them. Just Space Marines can beat them. Anyway, all right. Bonanza. Bonanza, that's the word. Thank you. The chat came in useful once and for all. The other lot I'd like to see Winters go up against are the Tabletop Tactics people. I played them on camera 7 times, off camera 9, 10 times. So always, as Ragnar Blackmanes said, look forward. Don't look backwards. You're not going that way. Would you rather let him win? He's the Emperor of no kind after all. Who are you talking about? Me? What? Real men play elves. Real men do not play elves, Mikey P. No. No. What happens is some people think that elves are superior for some reason. Or faster, or quicker, or more intelligent, or some reason like that. But it is overcoming inferiority, the inferiority of the human spirit that makes mankind great. And the inferiorities of the Eldar and Elvish races are just, there is nothing as to the cataclysms in which man, individual man and woman, can fall. Real men, no. Real men do not play elves. Robert Meister, thank you, Winters, this year. Watching your narrative game inspired me to make my own open full play further with NPC dragons and red, like exploding. Yes, okay, good. Glad you're inspired. Mikey P, you can stop banging this drum. Real men do not play elves, and they do not require more tactical acumen, as you insist. They do not require any more tactical acumen. You can put Eldar units. Some of them are really shooty, some of them are really punchy, and the really shooty ones, like Fire Dragons, can't punch at all. And the really punchy ones, like Howling Banshees, can't shoot at all. Seriously, you can make a good Eldar army by having all the really shooty stuff shoot and all the really punchy stuff go forward. Done. It's about tactical. It's like wrapping a melon round a brick and throwing it at your head as a refreshing drink. Not that so. Yeah, maybe he did pick, maybe Henry Cavell picked Grey Knights and Custodes for the painting. That's what I mean. That's why it's you know, if he actually played a game, maybe he's just an artiste. Well, he's definitely an artiste, but maybe he's just a collector. Most of us are. This is what makes Winter special. No other 40k YouTuber will randomly break out into philosophical pondering midstream. Burn the elves by the order of Sister Sarah. Thank you. Sarah Disco Dolly in the chat. If I hadn't missed you earlier, Sarah, I'm doing this one this evening to tell people that I'm doing one tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. and it's going to be the first live stream STC that we do. Please tell everyone. Mikey P's put a sad face on. I think I've beaten his elvish thing into oblivion. Christopher Rice back in the box. Monkey, hello. There's right. My throat is parched. I'm going to get some water. Talk amongst yourselves. I expect to see some questions there when I get back. Buy some merch. So I don't know if this is, if you press that same button again, or whether you press this button. So I've got some refreshment, some water, flushes you right through. Very important, always hydrate, and ask for some questions. And I've come back and I can't see any questions, but I can see Koziliuk's Inquisitor saying, quick everyone, buy all the merch. Thank you. I hope someone does. I've actually got an email thing here and I can tell if someone has and someone hasn't. Winters, says Tazaranarana. In your opinion, what do Reavers need to be playable? Blood Angels. They look amazing, but their rules are just horrible. Yes, put them in Blood Angels. The Hobo. Fave Legion, Advanced Reaction in Heresy. Fave Legion. White Scars is quite cool. That everyone can move away. Bam, that one's good. The Space Wars one is good, though, because it's just it's automatic. If you move within 12 of them, they can charge you. And then you don't resolve that until the fight phase, but it counts as a charge. So that one's just move within 12 of Space Wolves and they can run and advance. So it just fits perfectly in with them. So that one's really good as well. I mean, they're all quite nice. The Death Guard, the invulnerable save, and they just plod straight forward. That's very Death Guard-y. I don't know which one is my favorite. Perhaps you could tell me what is your faved advanced reaction, Hobo. I'll look for you. What is your favorite advanced reaction and why? Matthew Kilner, he's back. Which dead Primark would you resurrect and why? I'd been back Conrad. So I think there's 4 that we know. Sanguinius, Horus, Ferrus, Kurz. Sanguinius, Horus, Ferrus, Kurz. And I would bring Horus back. I mean, I'd love it if Kurz came back. But I'd bring Horus back. I would twist it so that he was sat on the Golden Throne all this time, powering it. I think that would be epic. It's my main man, Winters. Yes, it is, Levi. Hydra T, what would it take for you to join the Aspect Warriors? Never. You can never turn me from the path of the Imperium. You could never turn me. Thank you, the Hobo, for the membership. There you go. Thank you, Hobo. Where the dice, Winters, Jerome? Yes, exactly. So we will be getting custom Winters SEO limited edition dice. I don't know how many to get. The price of dice, the price of everything has gone up astronomically. So I don't know if we've been making much profit on it. But obviously, if we sell 1,000 dice, it'd be nice to make, I don't know, some profit on it to at least not just make it worth its while, but it will give Kat something to do. She can do all the... But then there'll be some Winters SEO limited edition dice out there for the first time. And if they go well, then we'll know, okay, let's do a second run of something different. Because I've never done that before. It's just deployment zone dice, which are awesome, by the way. Mikey P, can't wait to get my Horus Heresy walls ready for the hunt. Dude, you're going to love it so much. Get your Horus Heresy done. Not the Iron Warriors one. They suck. Well, no. Advanced reaction, we're trying to find out. What would Russ do if he came back? What would Russ do if he came back? The Wolf King. Well, he isn't an idiot. He would he's still a Primark. He would consolidate. He would regroup. He would work under the Auspex or with the Auspex of Gulliman. He would talk to him. He tried to talk Magnus down even before the burning of Prospero. And then he would find a target and then he would kill it and then there would be nothing that could stop him. Horus, he's gone. Glory to Abaddon. Yeah. The Hobo, I'm biased, love the Death Guard one. Death Guard one is a good one, but any of the ones that you charge in your opponent's turn, well, there's one. Question, the new dice work when best you split fire? A split fire always works. Hunt Magnus, no idea what you're talking about. So we are here today talking about what's happening tomorrow. And what's happening tomorrow is the first STD live. Me and Chris will do the STD live and spread it to you guys. Would he submit to Gulliman? No, we'll disagree with him, says Mikey P, when it comes to the Russ. The Russ, he's a hunter. And it says in Prospero Burns quite very specifically here or there, through the eyes of Caspar Hausen, remember, who was their embedded Jarl for a very long time, that they weren't just pack animals. They didn't just jump. Of course, they were pack animals, but they scouted, they infiltrate, they sniffed, they used the weapons of their enemy. They saw from afar. They took the sisters with them. They came with the custodies with them. He's a Primark. And in returning, just as Guilliman returned to the throne world to see the High Lords of Terra and to talk to his father, I've absolutely no reason to think that Russ wouldn't do exactly the same, and Guilliman would hear about it, and there'll be massive celebrations all round. And they would talk together as two equal loyal minds of the Imperium would. And then Russ would kill something, because that's what Russ does. There'd be a target that he can execute, and he will execute it. It wouldn't be about submitting to Guilliman at all. World Eaters get to charge in the shooting phase. Yes, they do. Christopher Rice is considering getting into Horus Heresy as Alpha Legion. Even besides being Alpha Legion being super cool thematical, I like the idea of starting the battle with no Alpha Legion on the board just to be cheeky. Or yes, there's one where you can put 3 Alpha Legion on the board, move 3. So at the start of the turn you can just move 3 in and out of reserve or move them around. But if you have Alpharius in your army as well, you can pick 3 units, or it might not even be Alpharius, it might be... Anyway, there's a character, I think it's Alvarez, that you pick 3 other units and you can give them Scout or Deep Strike, or what they could be Deep Strike and Devastate, they could be whatever you want. So suddenly you've moved 3 units around in the deployment phase, and you've also added movement abilities to units that wouldn't normally get unit abilities. It's the Alpha Legion, and you can pick what those abilities are, what you need for the time. It's brilliant. I love it. Yeah, I've been really enjoying Horus Heresy. Like I said, I finished painting off 10 of these guys today, and these are the Palatine Blades. These are the Forge World Terminators for the Emperor's Children, and I don't know how to make a camera focus on whatever, but you get the general idea. He's got a really big spear, which increases his initiative by 1. See, that's a nice, interesting thing about the World Eaters for those Horus Heresy people out there. Those spears have reach 1. So Space Marines go from initiative 4 to initiative 5. If it's reach 2, that'd be initiative 6. Reach 3, initiative 7. So reach 1 plus 1 to your initiative. And when Emperor's Children charge, they get plus 1 to their initiative. That's their thing, and it stacks. So you've got initiative 6 Terminators charging in, and Praetors have initiative 5. It's lovely. Or if you're Lucius the Eternal, you have initiative 7. And in the challenge, initiative 8. But that's Lucius for you. Do you own the books of the... yes, I do own all the books of the Horus Heresy. I've got... Confession time. I've got the first 30 in paper. I want to say 30 to 25 in paper. I'm looking at them over there. And I understand some of them are out of print now. And the only way that you can get all of the Horus Heresy is on Audible or on Kindle. But sometime after... Wait, one. Because it started off as the paperbacks, but then you get onto like Scars and Angel Exterminatus and Unremembered Empire, and I think these were the last. These 3 were around this time, not necessarily in this order, but I know these happen around the same time. Was the last time I stopped getting them in paperback, and now I've got all the rest in Kindle because I was taking these on holiday and waiting for the next one and wait. So in the end I was like, no, I'll just start getting them on Kindle. And now I've got some of the back ones on Kindle. And then this year as well, or last year, 2022, one of the big things that I talked about in Goodbye to 2022 was I started the Audible. I'm doing all the Audible. And I've just literally finished Prospero Burns today, which is lovely. Old Earth is like a rocking horse poo to buy. Please make me up if you have a copy. What we're talking about. The Lion is next. Yes, undoubtedly the Lion is next. You guys know that Arcs of Omen thing? This is the prophecy that Abaddon knows, that is driving his quest to use the Arcs of Omens to get the MacGuffin. I'll not read the whole thing, but there's a bit here. Darkness, I sink to my knees, horror, darkness, terrified, something has been hidden deep, can't stop the burning. Terror tugs at me and I dig, there's another pattern sitting below. Ashen, image shatters, cinders, a crimson giant, so that's Angron. Above me stars bite and die, and I die, and I see an ashen forest grow and wither and grow again, Caliban. And I see an ancient knight kneel upon a field of victory and weep cinder tears. The Lion. I see a circle within a circle within a circle, inward and inward, until they're at their heart nothing, the inner circle of the knights of the order. Then at last I have it, the key, the keyhole. What has been imprisoned? What shall I unleash? The key slides into the lock that blazes with the light of dying stars. It turns and flames engulf me. I wake screaming, nails torn from swollen fingers, bloody tears streaking my face. Sometimes, if I'm lucky, it is days before I dream again. But I always dream again. The key could be Luther. I think the key has got something to do with the Emperor or another Primark. A good one. The Lion will rule the north and Guilliman the south. No, I don't think so. I don't think it'll work like that. The first thing they should be have the Lion doing first is the Lion needs to do what the Lion does, which is crusade. He's a crusading host, just as the Ultramarines are a crusading host. They were a force that was created to take the galaxy, and that's what they must do, together or separate, but they will do it. Void Dragon? Maybe. I doubt it. If the Lion comes back, there may be tough talks between whatever Cypher talked to Guilliman about, especially why he had the Lion Sword that supposedly got broken, and then he was put in the cells by the Custodes, and then he escaped the cells from the Custodes immediately, and he's the only one to escape the cells of the Custodes. Yeah, so the Lion's coming back next, and Fulgrim. We know Fulgrim's coming. I mean, if it's Angron, Magnus, Mortarium, the one we're missing is Fulgrim. So Fulgrim's coming. Maybe that's what's the lock, the key, the thing. Who knows? They are setting it up over a longer period of time, of years, for there to be quite a few. So there'll be 4 traitor Primarchs and at least 2 or 3 loyalist Primarchs. But those numbers, within 10 years' time, we're going to be looking at 7 or 8. Well, I think you can only get up to 7 because Kurz died, Horus died. So you're going to be looking at 6, 7 traitor Primarchs. And you're going to be looking at 5, 6 loyalist Primarchs going at it in the... the Horus Heresy was so damn good, they've made a whole game system around it. And now they've decided that if they bend their law around the Warhammer 40k game system as well, with the best things from the Horus Heresies, like the Primarks, like the idea of the Great Rift, Cicatrix Maledictum, and then back in the Horus Heresy, you had the Ruin Storm. So we've got the Ruin Storm before 10,000 years ago. We've got the Cicatrix Maledictum now. You've got Crusades. You've got Primarchs. You've got everything. You turn it up to 11, and then you reintroduce the Emperor of Mankind. If you need to, that's the emergency switch. But at the same time, the writers of the Horus Heresy, the ADBs of this world, the Dan Abnetts of this world, the Crane Rates of this world, the Graham McNeils of this world, are writing books in the 40k millennium, and they're talking to each other. The Beckwin trilogy was delayed because of the Horus Heresy. There are some truths that he wants to tie between the Beckwin trilogy and the Yellow King and what had happened 10,000 years earlier. I mean, at the end of the Beckwin trilogy, and that's just book 2, there are 3 craft worlds. That's 3 continents of Eldar have turned up, as well as multiple different Space Marine legions, including traitors, or one's considered traitor from the Sundering back at Isfahan 3 and Isfahan 5, and loyalists working together. The Yellow King's going to be huge. And they're going to keep coming. Warhammer 40k is going to get bigger. Henry Cavill is going to do Warhammer 40k. And we need to ride the wave. We need to help. We need to push it. We need to like, subscribe, thumb up, or become a Winters SEO YouTube channel member. Corvus would be awesome. Got to support the writer so we can get awesome IP to reach it. Yeah. Corvus coming back would be interesting. Fulgrim is already coming. We know. Yes. What are some good books for the current timeline? Eisenhorn Ravener and Gaunt's Ghosts, which is about a couple hundred years back, but just saying a cipher is a key indeed. Game sounds a bit like times to me, and that's what game sounds a bit. I don't know what that means. Yeah. So, have I made all of my announcements? I do have a poem in mind, but not tonight, it would seem. Not tonight. I'm shy. I'll sit on it for another evening, when the chorus for the poem is louder. It's got Batman in it. I had to go through my checklist of mostly alive Primarchs, so it would end up being 7 each side. Yeah, I think so. I hope Big E comes back. Yeah, the Golden Throne is in a really bad state of repair, Lionheart. Maybe be cool to see some aspect of the dead ones introduced. Yes, I mean, they have the power to rebuild them, right? A Ferrus Manus or a this or a that. So, okay, so I think we've come to an end of our chat. Unless there is something in particular you wanted to talk about. I mentioned come along to the STC tomorrow and show your support. Let's turn the first STC live stream into a thing that is so awesome that me and Warsmith Chris want to keep doing it and doing it. And we do that together. Or it's me and Warsmith Chris shouting into the void and answering the odd question and thinking, okay, yeah, this one doesn't work. Either kind of feedback is feedback, but one of them is positive, and that positive feedback comes down to me encouraging you. Am I selling it right? Anyone bought merch? Winter's Dice was a lovely chat. Thank you. It would be so cool not to have all the Primarchs return and explore other races in 40k. Yes, I need the Return of the Silent King to be bigger than it was. That needs to do something there. I do think that they are going to expand everything. I mean, the Exodites, they're coming. That's a whole new race that they'll add in. The Exodites, we're going to have Bad Mech. We're going to have Traitor Mechanicum, Dark Mechanicum. They're going to be coming. Let alone the Emperor's Children and Fulgrim's lot. They're going to be coming. So you can expect all these. So if we have Emperor's Children and Bad Mech and Exodites and what else did I mention? There's something else tucked in there. My brain's already gone numb. But even those 3 in the next edition, that's 3 brand new factions that we don't have this edition. You want to see more Ynnari 2. I think that the Ynnari that's a ripe as well, right? Ynnari gemstones. So gemstones inside Wraith hosts and Wraith lords and Wraith knights contain the spirits of the ancestors, and they pilot the Wraithbone constructs. Ynnari Wraith constructs, the Wraithstones don't pilot them. The Wraithstone, they blend the soul in that stone and the other stone and the other stone and the other stone put into the Wraith construct, Wraith Lord, whatever it might be, become part of that Wraithbone construct. So they move differently. And technically, Wraithbone is psycho-organic, so it will react to thoughts, to suggestions, to the psychoactive patterns of the souls inside. So their Ynnari are just ripe for some more Wraith type constructs coming out of the Ynnari faction. And that should already definitely be a thing. And it would be an easy thing to pull off. 3 characters don't a faction make. No, I meant 3 characters that are leading 3 factions, dude. Come on now. Do they ever reprint books? They do. I don't know why the Horus Heresy isn't in print at the moment. It's Audible or Kindle only. Bring back the Arbites. Yeah, but I think the Arbites, the Arbites they could do in a book idea that I had. So say they released, it isn't called Mercenaries. Say they released Codex Allies. And in Codex Allies, there is a HQ and there's 5 different subcodexes in Codex Allies. And one could have a HQ and a couple of troops. One could have a HQ and a couple of tanks, and that's what it does. There's always a HQ in each one. But one could be all troop focused, one could be troop and elite focused, one could be tank focused, and it's Codex Allies. And in Codex Allies, you could have Arbites and how to ally in with the guard. You might want to ally in a squad of Arbites with you and give them agents of the Imperium or agents of Chaos, so it doesn't really matter. They do it for free. Arbites, you can do it with Kroot mercenaries. You could do it with, this is an important one, Votan. Put it in there. That's where the Votan Allies one is. So you've got Kroot, you've got Votan, you've got Arbites. You can have Renegade Guard in there as well. Renegade Guard factions are big. You can have a rogue trader, and it could be a rogue trader guild that has high level Janissar mercenaries. You can have all sorts of things in there. And also, I've argued in the past, a new Xenos faction that you could stick in there, which is like an allied faction. So Codex Allies would be a great one to see. Would like to see 3 things in 10th. Dark Mech, I think that's assured. That's assured. Exodites, assured. And Emperor's Children, maybe not. You're going to get Dark Mech. You're going to get Exodites. Maybe Emperor's Children. The other one, I think we hear a lot about a large Tyranid expansion as well. Zotes. You could have Zotes. I know he won't really, but I wish Sanguinius comes back. I think Sanguinius is one of the ones who's actually dead, like Ferrus Manus and Kurz. One of the ones who's actually dead, and Horus, as far as we know. But they've broken every little thing of the Horus Heresy so far, though, so they've probably broken that one as well. Right. It's been emotional. Thank you to the 70 concurrent viewers who are still watching this. Thank you to everyone who's going to watch this in the next 24 hours between now and the next STC live stream. If you'd like to support me, then please consider becoming a channel member. That's what keeps the lights on. That's what keeps me going. That's why I'm building this new dream. Well, I keep going at this anyway, even if I had $1 billion. As I mentioned earlier in the thing, if I won the lottery, I'd still be doing this anyway. But I'm really looking forward to, I want a game room, this really big game room thing, like build an extension above the garage. She doesn't want an extension above the garage. But Tabletop Tactics did their thing where they retrofit that whole garage. What if I did a thing and built above the garage, and then I've got like twice as much room and I could fit a bigger thing and set up this studio That would be lovely. I don't know even if I could get the planning permission for it, but I've got dreams, yo. So yeah, if you want to support me on that journey, then consider becoming a Tier 3 channel member. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing and liking. Thank you to everyone who commented and coming along in the chat. Thanks, good chat witness. Cheers, buddy. Hopefully see you soon. Me and Jerome are planning something fun. Good. And yeah, guys, have a good night. Hopefully see you tomorrow on the first Winters SEO STC live stream. Happy wargaming.